Welcome, my peeps, my peoples. It's Mary Jane. Please like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It'll be greatly appreciated. Let's talk about Insecure Season 3, Episode 3. I'm like, OMG, what's going on with Issa? She is around all these successful people, and none of her successful friends can help her out, find a new job, find a career change, because it seems like Issa forgot about her 5 year plan and what she wanted to do in 5 years, and she's totally not. It doesn't seem like she's happy or satisfied in the position that she has, and she's surely not happy driving Lyft. So, what's up with Molly? What's up with Kelly, and Tiffany, maybe Issa's probably too proud to ask for help or ask for, like, maybe if they know somebody who's hiring or get them get her a different position, but it seems like it's not going to go that route. And Daniel totally showed his true colors. He was doing so well, and then he just showed his true colors. And at the end of the episode, when Issa and Daniel was in bed and the song that they played by Sade, didn't you think of Lawrence? Didn't you miss Lawrence? Didn't you want to know why Lawrence ain't on this season? So let's get started. So we have, Issa, she's at the dog at the she's at the dog groomers. She's over there with Molly and Issa, and we get to see Flavor Flav, the dog, or whatever. You don't really get a chance to see the dog, but I guess it's because the dog is not a great actor. That's what some people were saying. But we get to see the dog, and the dog is actually living better than Issa. And Issa actually tells Molly about her situation with Daniel, and she was like, "Girl, you better get out. You can't be sleeping in the same bed with him. You can't do this with him. You need to do this and you need to do that." But like, damn, Molly, take your own advice. But it seems like Molly is taking her own advice, because her and Dro, that situation that was really bothering her and her deep to the core. We didn't see Dro this episode, but I don't know if everything's sexual and that type of relationship that she have with Dro, is it over, because she is a side chick, but the wife knows about the side chick. And so it seems like she's been really judgmental on Issa, but I guess it's all expected. And then we see Issa eating the dog treats. She was like, "Oh, we got frosting on it, Molly," because Molly was like, "That's them are dog treats." But it's like, is Issa really like hungry because she doesn't have the money? She's trying to save money, and like, she's really financially scrapped. So I wonder, was Issa just hungry because she hasn't been eating? Because we see her bringing her lunch to work, going to the club, eating granola bars and things like that. But she was able to take Daniel out to dinner, so I guess she wanted to let him down easy. So we have that situation, and then Molly's starting her new job. She's happy about it, and she can't wait to go to work, and she's just hoping that it's going to be all good. But sadly it isn't all good, because her job place is just not the type of place that she expected to be. She expected the grass to be greener on the other side, and it actually wasn't greener on the other side for her. She's not feeling too good about her job at this time and point. But we'll see what happens. And it's just like, Molly Molly Molly's too much. When she walks into the job, she's talking about this. Oh, don't we all look like a McDonald's commercial? Like, come on, McDonald's is bad for you, number one, and that is clearly messed up. But we get Issa and Frieda. They had a job, fair, actually looking for new employees, especially African American employees. But they can't really hire anybody because of their race. But they need more African American employees. And Frieda's trying to get fun facts about the employees. Issa could care less. She does not care one bit, but she's hungry again. And so she tries to go over there and eat. And she sees this other program, and these kids are dancing, making noise. And they seem so happy. It seems so joyful, and like somewhere she wanted to be. Because remember when she brought Ty Dolla Sign to her school, she had Daniel at the school too as well. So it's like music, and she loves music, and she grew up with music and wanting to be in music, and she loves music. So seeing this program, she's looking at this program like, damn, this program is way better than our program. And then she's actually talking to one of the people that is employed at the other program, and he's actually from Law and Order. He was on Law and Order like a couple of years ago. I don't know what else he was in, but he was really, really young and on Law and Order. I think it was actually in the 90s. He was actually on Law and Order. But I'm like, oh my God, look at him again. I just knew by his voice because I've seen that episode so many times. I'm right there. The Beat Crew. I was like, that's he there. He grew up. He's not a little kid anymore. So anyway, she's talking to him. She's having this wonderful conversation. And he was like, "Yo, you looking for a new job? Are you looking to be employed?" And Issa's like, "No, like her, like the job that she's working, like we got y'all is the place that she wants to be, where she can even grow. It seems like she can't grow there, and any decision that she makes is usually a bad decision. So it seems like this will be a good position for Issa to try to get into, but it all depends on how much does it pay. Does it pay more than her current job or less than her current job? Because she's been at We Got Y'all for 5 years, so she's probably making a little bit more than what she would be when she just started at a beginning program, but maybe not because she does have experience. So we'll see how that situation goes and plays out. But she doesn't really um she doesn't really want to be at We Got Y'all anymore. And then they meet a new candidate. Her name is Antoniqua, I think. And it seems like her and Molly probably won't get along, but it seems like Frieda and Antoniqua, whoever, if they decide to hire her, if Joanne decides to hire the new hire, I think she'll get along more with Frieda and not so much with, Issa. So, and now we get on to Molly's job, and she's not really excited. Coming to find out they don't use design at her job, she's like, "Whoa, what's going on?" And then she got to log in her own hours and keep a track of her time. She was like, "Whoa, they didn't do this at my old job. They didn't do this at my old job. Oh, storage? You got storage in my office? Why are you storing stuff in my office? We use a storage facility on the a storage facility like on the other side of town to store stuff." And she was like, "We didn't do that at my old job." And so it just seems like, you know, um, Molly's just mentioning her old job so much that it's becoming a problem, and she doesn't even know that people are like, okay. And then at the end of the day, she finds out that it is a problem, especially when she compares, when Malcolm is late for the meeting, but he's not really late because usually he has a phone call and then he joins the meeting. But she was like, "Oh, Malcolm's on CP time and all this other stuff." And I was like, "No." And then one of the guys said, "Oh, well, maybe at her old firm they started on time." So I was just like, "Damn, they got Molly on that one." They got Molly on that one. So Molly feeling like, okay, maybe I wore out saying my old firm, but now she wasn't thinking about she had to play politics in this new job. She wasn't thinking about politics at all. Before, she thought about politicking and politics at her office politics at her old job, and she was trying to work her way around the circle. Remember, she got hockey tickets. She was trying to do this and trying to do that, and I think that she forgot that she still have to do that. So, comparing everything to her old job was the issue. But a lot of people do that when they start new jobs. Oh, just to get the people to understand what they used to do with their old job, and this is new, this is different, or I can adjust to this. People always, when they start a new, some people, I wouldn't have said, I would have been like, unless I felt really comfortable with somebody I said it to. And I probably wouldn't have said it to people that are on the same type of level that I'm on, because they can really throw it in my face like they did Molly. But Molly does have her own personal assistant. She does have a nice office, but it's going to be used for, storage a little bit. But I think that her new office is better than her old office. But she's not too happy, and she's not too satisfied with what's going on at her job. But at least she can focus more and probably do better at work and focus on work politics, office politics, while, she's taking a break from Dro. So we'll see how that situation plays out. And then we also see that, Issa actually goes for the interview for the apartment management job, and she actually gets the job, and she actually takes the job, even though she kind of didn't want to take the job. But she realized, what, it's a better thing for me to do is to do this. So her and her friendship with Daniel can grow, and she can possibly be on her own and then grow gradually as, stepping into unventured waters, with, living on her own, even though she lived on her own partly after she broke up with Lawrence. But even though the apartment is really old, you see all that wood paneling, like, wow. But I can't wait to meet Trina in 2A. Seems like Trina in 2A is going to be a handful, and I think it's going to be fun watching Molly if we get to, Issa, we actually get to see her be a property manager. So that'll be cool too as well. And then we get Daniel. Daniel goes to play, his music for Khalil. Khalil likes it, but he changed up the beat because he knows what Spider wants and what Spider likes. But Daniel was seeming like he was getting all bent out of shape because he was changing the music a little bit and finagling with it. But ultimately, at the end, he agreed that the music sounds good, the music's cool, and they're gonna play it for Spider the next day. So when Daniel gets there the next day, he ends up playing his original track, not the track that him and Khalil agreed upon that they'll play for Spider, but his track, because he's being selfish. He thinks that, what's gonna happen. Spider's gonna be like, hey, listen, you, Daniel, this is so great and so awesome. I want to hear every beat that you make. I want to work with you. Most likely that's not gonna happen, especially if you don't even have a studio, a place where he can rehearse, place where you can record music, because Daniel kind of has that, but not as the level of what Khalil has too as well. So Daniel was going off of a hope, a whim, and a dream that everything was going to fly over, not thinking that he is walking over Khalil, and not considering him as, they're working together on a beat. And Khalil actually has clout and actually has, the awards and the accolades to go with what he's doing. And right now Daniel's only on SoundCloud, so he's of grandeur, his ideas of grandeur, which he thinks is going to happen with Spider. Spider might be an underground person, underground music, or just up and coming artist, but where Daniel thinks he's going to go with Spider is way too much. Like he thinking that this is going to change his life. It kind of seems like that. And he really stepped over Khalil's toes. And then at the end of the day, Daniel ended up playing both beats for Spider, but Spider was like, I don't know which one to choose. They're both dope. And that's when Khalil was like, well, you know what? I got some other new stuff for you. And so he kind of like talked himself out of a position, a job, or actually working along with Spider or a new artist, something that he attempted to want to work with. And he didn't stick up for himself. He didn't say, hey, let me play you another beat. You know what? This beat sounds better. Oh, my bad, Khalil. I didn't mean to step on your toes. And he could have just said it like that or something. But Daniel is so narcissist that he thinks that everything that he does is great and what you're supposed to do, but you don't step on people's toes. And just because you think you're better than them, you don't actually go out your way to show that you feel that you're better than them, especially when they can give you an opportunity and help you. So Daniel messed up that situation, so he done messed up. And so then now Issa and Daniel are at the laundromat and everything, and there's some women going there stealing clothes in the laundry. I remember way back in the day when I used to go to the laundromat, you had to be careful. People will come in the laundromat and steal your clothes. And so Issa was like, no, them are my clothes. But the women end up stealing somebody else's clothes. Her and Daniel, they start having a conversation. He talks about the beat he made with him and, Khalil, how he hopes the thing goes. And then, Issa actually tells him that, what? I'm thinking about taking this job as a property manager. And he was like, what do you know about property management? What you going to do if, they don't pay their rent? What are you going to do is this? What are you going to do is that? What are you going to... And he's like, basically, she was like, I don't want to be slumming or bumming at your house. But he was like, no, I really want you there because it's like Issa is helping Daniel get through. She's like his counselor. She's like his advisor. It's like she's building him up to make him feel better about himself. Which, what would be good if Daniel also did that in return when Issa's feeling bad about, her job or her situation. It's like Issa can't really express what's going on with her job and how she's like she's stuck on the desk, or she doesn't like what's going on with at the job fair that they was having at her job, or the new job, not the new job, but the other job that the other company that was at the job fair with the kids and the ideas of music and working with the kids along that. She can't bring that up to Daniel because Daniel's always in a slum and he needs like Issa to pick him out of that slum. But I guess he is picking her out of a slum where possibly he's giving her a place to stay. She doesn't have to pay rent. She doesn't have to pay any bills. She doesn't have to do any of that. And basically, she can just live comfortable. But in return, she has to be like his counselor, his social worker, his therapist. So, and it was funny when Daniel was like, how you going to be a property manager when you locked yourself out of my apartment 4 times? Issa was like, it was more like 5 times. I was like, okay, this is going to be funny if we actually get to see Issa work as a property manager. And, and Daniel was like, it's going to be difficult because we got your lift and on top of that, you're going to be a property manager. How's that going to go? And so then we get Issa. She meets up with all the girls. She meets up with Tiffany, Kelly, and Molly. They all have a consensus that Issa should move out of her apartment and she should not date Daniel and not have sex with him because he'll come on her face again. Like, come on, he nutted on your face, girl, you forgot. So then now because she was saying that she was actually going to stay there with him a little bit longer. And I guess her friends helped her get the courage and made her realize that everything is cool with y'all now, but it's gonna go back to normal. And you and Daniel are always a problem when you're in a relationship. Don't mess up the friendship. Get to know each other. So more better. And so it happens like that. And then Issa, takes their advice, especially when she goes to dinner with, Daniel, and Daniel shows his true colors when Issa's trying to say, when Daniel tells her that, okay, you know what, I kind of stepped on Khalil's toes about, I shouldn't have played my original beat, but I should have played the beat that me and him worked on together, but I didn't. Issa was like, won't you just say you're sorry, because come on, you don't want to mess up a good opportunity, just apologize. And why would you do that, Blase in the third. So, Issa was just like, that's not too cool. And then Daniel was like, I'm gonna take career advice from you, which Daniel's on the same plate as Issa. He's in stagnant. He doesn't know, how much money he's gonna be making coming in and things like that, because he's not doing music. He's not making beats for anyone particular, and he's probably having a savings, probably from selling weed or any beats that he made that is probably dwindling down as well. And he's not a successful career. So it seems like Issa and Daniel could have been both building each other up, but it seems like Issa did the more building up, and Daniel just gave Issa the security spot as possibly having a place to stay. And also she wanted to be close to him. So when he disses her, I'm like, I'm not going to take advice from you. How am I going to take career advice from you? It's kind of funny coming from you. Look, you're all over the place. And he basically just shits on her instead of supporting her, making it seem like he was like, I always got to save you, especially when you throw that in somebody's face. I always got to save you, That's like, well, you know what? I thought you genuinely wanted to be there. I thought you genuinely cared. But when you throw it up in my face, it means like, oh, you feel like you obligated to, that you have to, that you don't want to do it because you love me. So, and you care for me. You want to make sure I'm in the right place to be. I'm in the right state of mind. So you come through. But if you throw it in somebody's face, that means that you don't really want to do it. You just feel obligated to. So, and it's not genuine. That's what it makes it seem like. And so Issa was like, So Daniel tried to get some cootie coo at the end of the day, and he couldn't get no cootie coo because of what he said and what he did. And he realized he was wrong, but he said sorry. But at least he was able to say sorry. But he's very narcissist, and he seems very needy and clingy like Issa used to be. It's like the tables have turned. Peace. I'm out. One love.